decided that I would try this whole YouTube thing, and we're just gonna kind of roll with it and see what happens. And you know, this is gonna be mostly about pickups in this video, but there may be times that I, you know, might go thrifting and show you guys some live footage of how boring that can be sometimes, and maybe some garage sales and some various other things. I may even do some PC stuff if there's any PC fans out there, and you know, we'll make it our own. We'll see what happens. So I had a particularly good week in terms of pickups. I'm going to show you what I've picked up so far. The week's not over yet, but it's significant enough that I thought I'd show you guys. So I started the week off, well, really on Sunday, with a couple of bid pickups, and so I think the first one I got here was this Wii pickup, and I believe it was about $46 or so for all these games. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games here in total. $46. You tell me. I got I don't know why, but I got 2 copies of Smash Brawl, a copy of Super Mario Galaxy, Mario Party 8, and everybody always wants that one, Sonic Riders, Call of Duty. Now it doesn't have the outside cover to it, but it's still a pretty good okay, I'm not going to use that word. We're going to say a collection of games here. Kirby's Dream Collection. We got Mario Kart, again another title that everyone seems to want. Splinter Cell. And I think this is probably the only game that I'm going to probably keep because it looks darn cool, and we'll see if it's any good. But Attack of the Movies 3D, I don't know if it comes across, but it's got this really interesting 3D cover to it. And, you know, it has all the stuff inside for, you know, the glasses and whatnot, so I'd say that's pretty interesting. We'll have to give that one a go. So that was $45. I think that was a pretty solid pickup. The second one of the day was a GameCube pickup. Now, this one I believe I paid about $42 for. Maybe on the more questionable side, but it was worth the risk at the time because, you know, you couldn't really tell what you were getting. But, you know, it was a GameCube memory card, and it had the base converter for the, you know, the Game Boy there. It does work, so that's a positive. It came with 2 GameCube controllers, so that's nice. You can always sell the extra controller, you know, around here for probably $15, maybe 20 if someone really wants it. Super Mario Sunshine. The biggest problem with all of this are the discs are pretty bad. Some of them are okay, like this one's okay, but I'll probably end up having to take it to a shop to get them refinished. And you never want to do it too much because it could end up causing problems. You guys know that. But you know, if you can do like a 2 or 3 pass on these guys, it fixes a lot of problems sometimes and makes it look a whole hell of a lot better too as well. You don't want to go up to someone and sell a disc that looks like trash. Anyways, the games that came with it. So the first one, the most important one, especially when you have that base, is the startup player for the Game Boy. The famous Super Smash Brothers here. Melee. Mira 2, no one cares. Sonic DX Adventure. Animal Crossing. Sonic Mega Collection. Pretty decent. Super Monkey Ball. I've never played this one, but it sounds, I don't know, it doesn't really sound like my thing, but it could be interesting. Kirby Air Ride, and that's the last one there. For $42, I think that's a pretty good pickup, considering, you know, the base, and then I actually have a separate disc for the base too, so if it doesn't end up working, this one, then I'll end up just probably keeping it as a spare and giving the good disc with it, and I can probably get $50 for that. And then another $50 for the GameCube, along with whatever games I can salvage out of the pile. So you really can't argue there. Now this came, what? I don't know if it was Wednesday or so, but a couple days ago. But, you know, I picked up an N64 with 2 controllers. The knob, I was going to say the knob. The sticks are in decent shape. Not perfect, not bad though. Probably, you know, a 6 out of 10. Probably good enough to use. And then, you know, bonus, little memory card from Nintendo too, not third-party stuff. Moving on, I ended up grabbing this as well. Now, this was a pretty, I don't know if it would be lucky, but in the pictures it came across as pretty dark. So you really couldn't tell what you were getting there, but I noticed myself, and that was, you know, blue Xbox. In the photos it came across as black, right? So you couldn't really tell. But I had a hint that it was, just because of the, you know, the silver on top here. So this cost me $40. It came with the Xbox, all the cables. Unfortunately, only a black controller, so it would have been nice to have gotten, you know, the complete thing. But you could get the blue ones with the black thing in the middle, and it'll look pretty good. A collector's going to obviously want it to look and be the, you know, the complete thing. But, you know, it's still valued, and yeah, I would say anywhere from $250 to $300 online. And so locally, I probably will mod this for somebody and see if I can get I would say $150 to $200 for it. A normal modded system, Xbox these days, I could probably get $75 to $100, depending on the size of the drive. If I decide to do a stock drive, or if I decide to do the upgraded drive, then it varies, right? It kind of just, you kind of have to see what the market is doing. The classics are taking up a lot of the emulator space these days, and the Wii is becoming cheaper and more affordable, so people can jump into that quite a bit easier in terms of modding as well. It doesn't take anything special, right? So, but you know, there's still people that like these and like them modded as well, so they kind of get everything out of it. These machines, preferably for me, I own a blue one already. I own a green one. I prefer them in a stock mode because of their, you know, they're a little more rare and they're a little harder to find. Now my blue one is stock, but my green one is modded, because those ones, you come across them a little bit more. So the blue one though, you know, I'll leave it up to the buyer. I'll say, if you want it modded, I'll do it up for you, but we'll leave it at that. Anyways, the games, nothing great, but it did come with, this one's pretty cool, the Haunted Mansion. It has a free pass inside for something, movie pass. I think it might have expired, but it's cool, it's in there. No one ever used this one, that's in there. Lord of the Rings, Enter the Matrix, which I have played and finished on the, you know, the PC, and I was a big Matrix guy when that first came out, and I thought it was pretty good. It doesn't get great reviews, but I guess when you're a big fan, you know, you like that kind of stuff. NHL 06 for my hockey fans. We're Canadians. Gotta have that. The Hobbit. Meh. And then, you know, there was a booklet of discs that came with it. They're pretty bad in the shape of them, and there's nothing really that amazing in here. There's one game that I think is pretty cool. Hopefully I can kind of fix it up and keep that one, but for the most part, Xbox isn't really my jam. I'm mostly a cartridge guy. you know, I like PS1, PS2 for RPGs and stuff like that, and maybe some nostalgia stuff on the side, but for the most part, you know, I'm not going to keep a lot of this stuff. I don't know if you can even see it because of the glossiness, but there's Dark Angel, Unreal Championship 2, which was good, Max Payne 2, Dead to Rights, I mean, all good games, right? But Battlefield 2, Batman Vengeance, Stolen, Splinter Cell, Grand Theft Auto 3. I think this one's pretty cool, but I don't really know what it's about. Operation Video Game. If you've played this, it's any good, let me know. Because I'm sure I have a ton of people watching this video. Star Wars Starfighter Special Edition. Special. Wolfenstein. Hummer Badlands. Dark Watch. Medal of Honor. Final Fight Round 2. Psyops. Still Life. Which I wonder about too. I might have to look that up. Brute Force. Bloodwake. Hunter the Reckoning. And this is the kind of... That's not worth anything, but I thought it looked kind of neat. It's called Samurai Showdown 5. I'm a sucker for these kind of games too, so... I think the disc can be salvaged too. It's actually not too bad. It looks more smudged than scratched, but there's definitely marks on there. That helped. And we'll try that one out later. Then Splinter Cell with yeah, these are lovely too. These overlay stickers from the rental stores. Property of Movie Gallery. Yay. Super frustrating when you get these on a disc, right? I recently had to clean off a disc, and I bring it up and I don't even know what it was now, but it was Cubivore that I wanted to keep for the collection. Cubivore and some other game that was pretty decent. Sonic Adventures Limited Edition. It only came, I believe, from the video stores at the time, so it's kind of a rare game, and it had that darn sticker all over it. Well, it was easy enough to peel off, but to get the glue off was a whole different story. I thought I was going to wreck that disc. Turns out it was okay, and the disc came out super nice, so I'm pretty pleased with that. You know, bonus, it came with a pretty nice table that actually all my stuff is sitting down here on. It's a little big, I don't really know what its purpose would be, but it came with the table, and it came with a TV, a little 15-inch TV. I was there, and the guy's like, oh, here, you want a table, you want a TV? I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna say no.